you so much. りがとう。As muted, and I'm only in one ear. 大丈夫。んちゃ。じゃじゃーん。じゃじゃじゃじゃじゃ。じゃじゃじゃじゃじゃ。welcome everybody. I kinda still was ASMR ID. だったららーん。But I managed to fool you into thinking that your headphones were broken. I already saw. today many people are streaming at the same time. We got Mozart stream. Iria streaming a collab demo. I forgot what game they're playing. I'm streaming D&D Stories. Nemo, arigato. Thank you so much. Also, arigato Nori. Hope your tummy feels better. It's okay. It's okay. It wasn't actually that bad. It just burned my mouth. My tummy was fine. Nemo, I do look like a duck. Got here from Moses' stream, Nene. No, daijoubu. I'll not be angry if you watch my friends over me. All streams are good. Just depends on what you wanna watch. It's like Netflix, you know? Sometimes there's 3 shows you wanna watch. Just gotta choose which one, and in the end, you know you can watch them all. The videos will still be there. Demo, thank you for joining me today. Hi. I'll be reading D&D Horror Stories. Jajang. Hi. I got these from the r/RPG Horror Stories and the normal r/D&D. Hi. So let's go, shall we? Let me just explain how this is gonna work. It's my first time doing this kind of stream, so it may be different in the future. Demo. I think I'll just read everything out, and then I'll give my own qualified, expert opinion as a D&D player and a devil. Hi, ねね. And then you'll get to choose who you think was the Dumbo in the story. Was the OP the Dumbo? Was the person being talked about the Dumbo? Or are we all Dumbos in the grand scheme of this universe? You decide! Hi, Mama. Well, recently I've done so many, readings and just relaxed talking streams. It's really been good for my vocal cords, since I haven't been screaming playing Elden Ring anymore. Hi, let's get started. First story. I was actually really worried that I wouldn't have enough to read, so I have 50 stories pulled up. Let's see through how many we get today. Thank you so much. Oh? Arigato! Thank you so much, Kay. Headpads for the cute and cozy looking ID. Thank you, I'm very cozy. Hi, sometimes I watch this. っていうさ、D&D だからit's to fall asleep too. It's like background noise. Demo, let's go. That guy destroys the plot because he wanted to play with his crush. First time poster in this up. Sorry if the story is too wordy. I've been inspired by Den of the Drake and Gridcraft to make the story based on the that guy our group played with. Names have been changed, of course. When talking about problem players, it's important to distinguish that a shitty player can be a good friend, and a good player can be a shitty friend. However, with Joseph it was clear that he was both a bad player and a bad friend. I met Joseph on a Discord server running a homebrew setting with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Oh my god. Sorry. I got scared. There's a spider on the wall. Uh-oh. Matsaki is a small one. Probably won't eat me. Right? Oh gosh. Am I late? No, we've only just started. It's okay. As long as you do not come any closer to me, we can be at a stalemate. Stay in your lane, spider. Do not come over here. My stream, not your stream, my stream. Hi. Most activities and games were small sessions, connected by the same setting and characters with different TMs. I'd formed a small group of friends and we often hung around. One player in our group, Taylor, had joined at the same time as Joseph, and as such formed a sort of bond together. He's moving on the wall. Oh gosh, this is gonna be a real horror story. I think they really might be attracted to my PC, maybe because it's warm. When Joseph's character died, it created a shift in Taylor's character and caused the start of a still ongoing character arc for Taylor, going over 2 years or so now. Joseph began to slowly hang around our group more often, something we didn't mind at first. They talked about the game and showed interest in the same things, but soon enough Joseph would start to show his first red flags. Though in a moment we would take this as minor inconveniences or, oh, that's just Joseph. He rarely played with us as a character after his first character's death, mostly sticking to being a DM on our server. Joseph dominates VCs with talks about his other hobbies, his life, his thoughts on the game, his thoughts on the setting, and generally anything. If he thought it, he said it and he let us know. We could get him to stop talking over others after a gentle reminder, yet this behavior was something he continued up until the last time I talked with him. he wasn't talking over someone else, he'd frequently complain about the system we used. He was a die-hard 3.5 edition fan, and would constantly rules lawyer argue the flaws of 5th edition. And I agree that the system has its flaws, but none of us seemed to care or agree with him, which made it all the more aggravating when he wanted to talk about something else, yet he kept trying to talk about 3.5. There was also player Raven, whom I had a crush on, whilst Joseph also had a crush on her. Oh my, it's gonna turn into a love triangle. It led to an awkward, out-of-character situation with Joseph feeding me information that eventually led to the relationship between Raven and I dissolving. Messy drama eventually resolved into all of us deciding to remain mutual friends, though thankfully. Yet Joseph still exhibited simp-like behavior. Nandea. What simp-like behavior? And for a while the debacle was a sore spot for me. Raven seemed to take things in stride and tried not to make things awkward for us. There's a lot more I can say about Joseph. At times he was a close friend and confidant. The next he was running over to your crush to tell them that I'm so glad you two are in a relationship. Some notable moments include he openly had NPCs flirt with player characters despite the player's wishes or comfort. His games had bizarre rulings they listed in a Google Doc that he would edit mid-session to cement his authority as a DM and keep track of his rulings. Joseph coming to calls drunk and or high, just to tell us how much we meant to him, something that felt very contradictory to the things he did while sober. He created a foil to my character by taking everything that made my character a character, trying to invert it, and only ending up being extremely inflammatory and offensive. He constantly explained out-of-character concepts to us, bringing the in-character action and intrigue to a grinding halt. Yet the situation I recall today is perhaps the last straw that many people in our friend group had with him. We were playing in a session set on a small island cursed by foreign magic that made our magic items stop working. It was a fun plot for intrigue, exploration, and roleplay. We had a few players who had originally come from this island and wanted to learn more about this island to break its curse and tame its wacky wild magic. Raven was one of these players, and she was very into the story that was presented, as well as her character, but none of us ever got to resolve the plot after the stunt Joseph pulled. Raven coordinated with the DM to run a session with the express purpose of exploring the history of this magical island. As Raven's character and ours were friendly, we lent our aid and we followed her on this expedition to discover more about her land's history. Her character was one of the few from this island. When Joseph heard that Raven was leading an expedition in character, Joseph made a character quickly before the session so he could tag along with us, and, more importantly, Raven. If we had any complaints of him joining, they did not matter. Joseph's character was a fighter or a wizard or something. I honestly can't remember, it's been like a year and a half. That was designed to be the Mandalorian. Yeah, in this roleplay and exploration heavy session, he wanted to play a bounty hunter that was ripped from the screen of a TV show. The session went bad. Joseph constantly tried to wrestle the control of the group from Raven, which led to her becoming noticeably stressed and irritated with him, which made him mope and pout since he'd hurt her feelings. Raven would have been much more open to suggestions for leading the party if he'd understood why we were undertaking this adventure and why we were following Raven's lead. In combat he was very headstrong and pedantic on his turn. He tried to help us on our turns and frequently tried to correct the DM on obscure rules regarding his homebrew monsters. During out-of-character planning and discussion, he constantly brought up Star Wars and his new character, which interrupted us and the DM. The final straw came with the temple. It was a small pyramid-like structure that we solved a small puzzle to get into. Inside was a square room with the walls covered in engraved gold. The gold was engraved with the history and lore of the island, a solid clue and a first big lead on the story of the island. As we were exploring the room and a few smaller side rooms, Joseph was quiet. Then after a while of us role-playing and collecting artifacts to study, Joseph spoke up. "So, these walls are made of gold, right?" "Yes, finely engraved gold with depictions of..." Well, I did the math. Based on the perimeter of the room, this gold should be more than enough for my character to retire. I want to start peeling the gold off the wall. We sat quiet for a moment as that sunk in. Joseph laughed at his declared action, not malicious or creepy, but a laugh that implied he thought the situation was humorous to him, as though he'd just beaten the DM at his own game. Raven was the first to object, trying to explain how that absolutely defeated the point of the session and the point of the expedition. The other players tried to talk him down, stating that we would not take kindly to such an action against our in-character friend when it came to a stranger we just met moments ago. When all was said and done, the DM confirmed with Joseph that he still wanted to do this, which, of course, he did. So the DM tried his best, asking Joseph to roll a stealth or a sleight of hand check to start chipping off the gold. By the time one of us in character noticed this, he'd already taken about a foot off the wall off. Our characters frightfully told him to stop and to get lost, that he was defacing an ancient site. He responded out of character by saying that this was the fastest way for his character to retire, and it's what Mando would do. He then acted surprised when we turned hostile, since we apparently didn't warn him that we were against this sabotaging action. We ended the session shortly after, and we left the VC with Joseph. It was wrong looking back to leave them alone and give him the cold shoulder, yet at that moment we all did not want to deal with his behavior. We never really figured out what exactly the monument was for, or the history of what the history of the island was. Enthusiasm for the plot died almost overnight. We kept some of the characters around and had a good time without Joseph's character. We still play together till this day. I apologize that this was really long, but the more I began to write, the more I began to remember the little things that made Joseph so toxic. Thank you for reading. This post gave me a good bit of catharsis to write after so long. TLDR. Player hogs VC chat. Simps after a girl. Tries to insert themselves into a session being led by that girl. Then gets the cold shoulder after they blatantly sabotage the plot. Waha! There we go! Hi. Allow me to make a poll. Ba 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 ba. I thought it might be better to give my not a Q&A opinion after, because I don't want to influence you. Ba 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 ba. Keyboard turn on. Where's the dumbbell? Ba 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 ba. Up here. Oi. The guy. Oi. Everyone. 짜잔. 짜자자자. 오네가시마스. Please vote. Ba. Let's see. Let's see how it's gonna turn. Oh my. It's getting a little... quite balanced, actually. Interesting. So no one voted for a P. Okay, let's get this. I know one person who voted for the guy, and one person who voted for everyone. State your reason. The council will decide your fate. Hi. Let's see. Slight correction. Simp-like behavior is doing things for a girl and getting disproportionately less in return. If you do the same for other guys, you're probably not a simp. Ma. Yeah, we once had a player who wanted to derail the story and go steal a ship and live a pirate's life. He was killed off fairly quickly. Hama. Wow, it's really close actually. Within 40%. Amma. Everyone, Kozopi made a novel post about the guys seem to be very toxic to the group. Naruhodo. Okay, our statements have come in. The guy. I can't blame the others for just wanting to play with a friend. Guy is a dumbo because rule 1 of playing in a party is making sure everyone is having fun. I voted for everyone because I think it could have been hard to deal with having a person having an open discussion with the problem player. If he was still causing a problem, just removing him from the group. Oh. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it randomly makes it look like my tongue is sticking out, which I think is funny. I'm not talking with my tongue sticking out, but sometimes it just goes. Hi. Let us close the polls. Bah. So, also, welcome, Nemesis. Thank you so much for coming by. Hi. Okay, let's see. Some more opinions. In my experience, we just remove the toxic factor / people. Now, if they're bad, out. The thing was at fault because he tried forcing others into what he wants instead of finding a group of people that would have like this behavior. Hi. Hita. You might accidentally bite your tongue. Wow. It's okay. I don't bite my tongue that often. I know. Also, welcome back, Hiosha. Thank you so much for coming by, arigato. Wow. So, the votes have come in, and 53% of people say everyone is the dumbo here. Now, allow me to give my expert opinion as the god of D&D. As the most experienced player, yes. Biggest thing from this is they consistently mention calls. So it's likely this was a friend group who were all playing offline. If it's online, and if it's a closer friend group, it can be hard to find themselves to be able to remove a close friend. I hope they change themselves after time. That's true. Nemo! Okay. ID opinion time. I think everyone is the dumbo. Ma. You know, the OP of the post was like, oh, this guy was engaging in simp behavior. In the keyboard. Nemo, he wasn't being very specific about it. And the fact that both the OP and the apparent problem player both had a crush on the girl makes me think he was just being salty. Like, if I am being nice and flirting with the girl, it's okay. If he does it, he's a simp. Wow, simp. Kinda like that. That's kind of the vibe that I got. Like, the lengthy part about like, oh, so he went over to the girl and he caused drama between us. Like, I don't know. He seemed very hung up on that. And obviously, that's just his retelling. Maybe from that guy's perspective, he just had normal conversation and someone took it the wrong way. We don't know. Demo, OP seemed very upset about that. Hi. So, if you were annoyed about someone flirting with a girl you like, wouldn't you be like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's being weird. Me flirting is okay, but not that guy. Hi, I also feel as though the DM could have handled it better. Sometimes when a player does stuff that you don't want them to do, it's your job as a DM to handle it. For example, let's say, he starts, like, I don't know, cutting up the ancient artifact walls because he wants to get the gold. You're like, okay, roll a dexterity saving throw. There was a trap in the wall that gets activated when you try to harm the wall. Nah. Would not stop him from doing that. 'Cause, never knows where a trap might be and if it might kill his character. So, there are ways to get him to stop. You don't even have to actively hurt his character. You can just be like, as you start chipping into the wall, the ground shakes and you hear an ominous grumble. You don't ever have to make anything of that. Just make the player scared. Also, welcome, Nichiro Miyu. Hi. So, the DM also had fault. And I think it's kind of weird that they had like a whole session or campaign being led by this one player to basically explore her backstory. Wakanai. I don't really like it when like a whole plot point or like a whole session is entirely focused around just one character. I mean, I guess it's fine if other characters and other players also get sessions like that, but I think it's just better if you have all sessions that are good for all characters. Hi. And ideally in a party you don't have like a leader of the expedition. Ideally you just have a group of characters who are good at different things, so they get to have their own shining moment each session. Hi. So, that is my opinion. Everyone is the Dumbo. Hi. About that guy, I think that, if you're about to do something, and your party, in and out of character, says, hey, don't do that, we don't want you to do that. Even if it's what your character would do, at some point you need to make concessions. Hi. For example, when I was playing in a campaign, I was playing a bard, obviously. And I was playing a lawful evil bard. Hi. Now, some DMs have problems with lawful evil characters, especially if the campaign is not an evil one. I played it very subtly. Hi, and I was very nice to the party and never caused any inconvenience. The only lawful evil part about the character was that they had a very specific vendetta against a very specific kind of monster. And it was basically their backstory. Oh, they hate that monster. They hate its guts. If they see it die. Hi, and that was like one of the defining character traits. Then the party found one of such monsters and they were like, oh, it's so cute. I mean, it tried to kill us and we tied it up, but oh, so cute. So we should let it be alive and take it as a pet. No, from my backstory, what my character would have done would be to kill the monster. Even openly, or maybe just in the middle of the night when the party was sleeping. That would have caused conflict with the players, and I thought that would be weird to do. So, even though it's what my character would have done, I decided not to do it. Hi. I was like, oh, I don't want to travel with this creature. Disgusting vermin. Let it go and send it away or I'll kill it. Hi. So I didn't want to let them keep it as a pet since it was like a major point of my character. But I didn't want to murder it either. Hi. So, even if it's what your character would do, sometimes you have to adjust. Otherwise, the party composition is gonna get broken. Hi, if that was your whole backstory, kinda weird that they just ignored you. Well, I mean, it's also what their characters would do. So, yeah. Okay. Time for second story. Ba. And ba. DM demands we roleplay every excruciating detail. Our party stumbled into a new town, cold and tired. We just wanted to find a place to long rest. In every other game we've played with this DM, we enter a town and the DM gives us two options for where to stay. One cheap and one expensive. Wow. Instead, the DM made us roleplay finding a room, but did it in just about the worst way possible. It felt like talking to a lawyer. A genie. What's that mean? Wakanai. It added nothing to the game and just made everyone lose their patience. I'd say the DM was messing with us if he didn't consistently do this moving forward. We walk into a town and tell the DM we long rest at the inn. You don't know if the town has an inn? We ask someone. Who do you ask? The first person we see on the street. Okay, they tell you the inn is at the cul-de-sac at the end of Front Street. We go there. You don't know where the Front Street is? You didn't ask him. We ask the next person we see where the Front Street is. They point. We go there. At the end of the Front Street, you see three buildings. The Blubbering Whale, the Braying Donkey, and the Silver Stallion. We go to the whale and ask for a room. The door creaks open to reveal a busy tavern. All the faces in the room seem to turn toward you. What do? We ask the bartender for a room. The bartender is a burly man with a mustache cleaning mugs. He looks up to you and says, "Hey, this ain't no inn and tavern. 'Tis only a tavern." Where's the nearest inn? Can't you read? The Silver Stallion next door. The Silver Stallion is a quiet two-story building. You go inside and feel the warmth of the hearth in the lobby. What do? We ask for a room to long rest. What do you ask? Who do you ask? The innkeep. There's nobody here. There is a bell on the desk, however. We ring the bell. The innkeep comes out from her office. She is an older woman with raggedy clothes and a rat's nest of hair. "Hello, dearies. We'd like a room." "A room or a suite?" "What's the difference?" "The suite has its own latrine and a large canopy bed. It costs 1 gold." "I'll take the regular room." "How many rooms do you want?" "How many beds per room?" "There are 4 beds in the regular room." "We'll take 1 regular room." "Okay, here's the key. Your door's upstairs, second on the left." We go upstairs to a room in long rest. We climb the steps and see a hallway with 6 doors, 2 on each side. Which do you try to open? The one she told us, which is second on the left. Okay, that door is locked. We used the key. Okay, you made it to the room. Would you like to do anything before your long rest? No, we want a long rest. Okay, do you sleep on the bed or the floor? Oh gosh. Long story short, this was a 3-hour session and we spent 30 minutes just trying to find a room. Tough to the DM about this afterward because this was painful to play through. Wasted a lot of time. After a while, the DM responded this was a survival game, and that we needed this encounter in every new town we visited. Because what if we couldn't find a room to sleep in before it gets too cold? Hum. Hi. That is the second story. Ba. Bang. Alright, let's have your vote. We are a democracy. Wow, my keyboard keeps on turning off. Where's the tamba? DM. Up here. Or everyone. Ikuzo, go ahead and vote. Ah, in the meantime, let me take a sippy. My throat is so dry. Wow. あれ Can't. Welcome Unaichika. Nice to meet you, greetings from Japan. Subscribe to your channel. And good button! ありがとうございます。はじめまして。私の名前はアイリー・ビリディスです。あ、ビリディスアイリーです。よろしくお願いします。あ、でもはい。I won't even make it through that kind of session. Some people like heavy RP, and it takes a very skilled DM. This guy is not very skilled. DM, can you provide an Excel sheet that provides a breakdown of occupancy rates as they relate to weather and foot traffic? まあI can't read Japanese. I know one of them is a Sith. I've been looking on my hiragana. Hi. Pa. I suppose in the right circumstance, if everyone agrees to this type of game, it's fine. In general, I really don't see how this level of detail is worth it. Oh. With stories like this, I'm afraid to. You don't have to be. As long as it's with your friend, it's fine. Hi. You know, I was very lucky that I got to play with my friends from high school. Cause, I heard some pretty bad stories about playing online. No. Demo, if it's with your friends, it's okay. Hi. As someone who has only tried D&D like once or twice, the thought of having to ask about every single detail that can be explained in a single explanation, I just sit in the back seat and let others do the talking. Oh no. Hi, I am wanted by Duolingo. Oh mama. My English is kindergarten level. Daijoubu. I can understand. Okay. The votes are in. 70% of people say that the DM is at fault. And roughly 18% of people say that everyone is at fault. 10% of people say it's OP. Now then, sit down, Viridevils, and let the expert teach you. Ma, So, I do think that towards the end it got very excessive. At the start, I could very much emphasize with the DM. 'Cause imagine you spent all your time preparing a town. And, and then I have those stores, and those inns, and those taverns. And I'll make NPCs for every one of them. Wow. My players will love it. They will be so excited. 'Cause they're all cool and they have their own backstories that relate to the world. And then the party comes to the town and it's like, we long rest in the tavern and we leave in the morning. And you're like, what? Oh no, ちょっと待って. What about my 50 NPCs that I wrote detailed backstories for? What about the cool taverns that I took really long to come up with names for? I even made maps for them. And your players are just like, we long rest and we leave. Hi, as I can see how it may have been something like this. Where, the DM was just trying to find a way to get them to explore the town more. Demo. I do feel like at the end it got a little, long. Hi. I could emphasize for the longest while and then it got to, do you sleep on the bed or on the floor? And that honestly just made me laugh, like, yes, we have rented this room with the beds and we will sleep on the floor now. Because, no, we say no to beds. We like back pain. Hi. Nah. At the start it was understandable, but toward the end it got ridiculous. So I do think that in that situation, if it had only been half as long, I would have said that, maybe it's the player's fault. But if it really went on for as long as it did, that's probably on the DM. I mean, to be fair, actually, when I was playing with my friends from high school, one of my best friends joined the game. Her name is Faye. We don't talk nowadays anymore, but it was her first time playing D&D, and well, she wasn't really role-playing at all. She was like, oh, I go up and I tell him to let us through. Okay, how do you convince him? I rolled a nat 20, so he'll let us through. And sometimes, maybe if the players were like that and they just run through everything like, oh, okay, then we take the wagon to go to the city and then we fight the goblins and then, oh no, we sneak past the guards and there's just not been any roleplay. Maybe the DM was trying to encourage them. I could see that happening. I think the big kicker was the who he talked to and stuff like that, because he wouldn't actually explain who was around. Oh well. Hi. Yeah, in that regard, probably their fault. Because, as a DM, you have to set the scene in a way that's intriguing to the character. Oh, to the players. Because, how are they gonna know that they should talk to this very important goblin NPC when you just don't describe them. Like, you know, if the DM says you walk into the tavern, what do? That's pretty lame. That's very lame. If the DM says you walk into the tavern, it's filled with loud and merry chatter, but one voice sticks out amongst the others. It's the voice of a loud, boisterous goblin sitting right at the bar, surrounded by people. Would you like to listen in on what he is saying? Ah! Wouldn't that be more interesting? Hi. The kind of game and no amount of RP should probably be discussed in the session, Sarah. Hi. One night, my group spent about 3 hours breaking one of us out of a jail cell. It was a 4-cell jail with only 1 corridor and 4 guards total. It was super fun. Also, welcome, Cautious Coma. Hi, hello. Do you DM a charity? No. I'm gonna get shy, but, you know, I've been talking about my DM expertise and, oh, I'm so qualified. Truth be told, the only thing I've ever DM'd was a one-shot. Come I had lots of plans for games, but they all fell through. Hi, so actually I've only done it once. Come here. Hi. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll be able to. Hi. So, we've concluded. Oh gosh, my hair got tangled. Yabai. Ita. Would you think about doing a choose your own adventure type one shot? Oh, hi. Demo. Well, honestly, it sounds very fun. I could give you option between a few pre-built characters for stats and then do the rolling for you. That would be fun. Good practice, probably, for being a DM. Demo, hi. Hama. You can always try to play more games in the future. I'm scared of playing with strangers. Hi. So far, I've only played with my friends from high school and my VTuber friends. Now, and you know, I don't talk to my friends from high school anymore. And my VTuber friends are pretty busy, so it's difficult. Hi. You know, I really enjoyed the last game that I was in. Hosted by Dual Leveling. Demo, the next session will be in June. You know, hi, scheduling. It's okay, though. Anyway, next story. This one is pretty short. Pa. Ending the campaign early. Hi, VTuber D&D is difficult. I'm the DM, first time running a long-form campaign. My players and I have been at the table for about 5 months now. We've had some general issues that I thought were just a table learning how to play together. Several people were new to D&D or new to 5e. I tried to give everyone as much grace as I could. Unfortunately, last session broke the plot we've been building to. They went straight to the enemy's main place of business, killed a bunch of people, including innocents and non-combatants, and destroyed it. The enemy they were facing has a lot of political power, which I established. The establishment they destroyed was a legitimate place of business, even if it was used for shady purposes. Wow, why so scratchy? Oh, mama. Been hydrating a lot, but still a little. They'd just been marked as heroes of the city for doing the leaders a real solid, and they'd just been given a house in the city for what they'd done. They took that title and they went and basically declared open war in a delicate situation. And there's no real way to recover the plot at this point. Worse than that, I don't have any desire to fix it. Last night at the table showed that a lot of the issues I thought we'd gotten past, hiding things from the rest of the crew, talking over me as I'm setting things up, refusing to work together, etc., showed back up. Examples, they wanted a base. After some time they earned one. They refused to put together a coin to furnish it in any way. They wanted a bag of holding. They found it on the adventure they just finished. The person who got it identified won't tell anyone else what it is, though, so no one knows they have one. One of the players also had a vision of blood to come. Didn't tell anyone in the party. I like working with chaotic players. My sibling and I take turns running in one-shots for each other. It works out because we want to work together and have fun together. I can't handle chaotic evil players that just exist to tear down what I'm working to build though, and I'm done with this campaign. There's also a measure of disrespect running through this. I had to have a serious chat to talk to them all about not constantly making jokes about boundaries I set. In response, I've gotten Buzzkill and Karen comments. Asking people to stop joking about killing and eating the party dog shouldn't prompt that response. Oh my god, they tried to eat the party dog! Oh my. Hi. That's story number 2. It's your turn to decide. I'll make you a poll. Who's the Dumbo? The players, the Hopi, or everyone? Wow, the Council of Viridevils shall decide your fate. Oh, mama. The players woke up that day and chose violence. They're leveling up the other VTubers she played with are awesome. Hi! They're really nice. This is one of the worst kind of parties. Hi. Not the doggo! Not gonna lie, I can see my group making jokes about eating the party pet. Alma, you woke up and you chose violence. Players Dumbo here to say, anyone who wants to threaten eating a doggo is a Dumbo. It's probably unpopular to say, but it sounds like there's a mismatch. Personalities between the DM and the players. Oh, This reminds me of the time a ranger treated his pet like some meat shield. Orma! Okay, let's see. Anna? I'll give it 5 more votes. Go to the polls. Vote. But it's actually pretty close. Pretty close. Wow, closer than I expected it to be. I can imagine a player group of break-ins just going around causing hell. But it sounds like the TM doesn't gel with that. Wow, it's pretty close actually. Demo! In the end. has been decided. The Dumbo are the players. So then, 48% of people voted the players, 40% voted everyone, and 11% voted the OP. I just dropped something. Been fiddling with my hair tie the entire damn demo. It fell. My arms are too short to get it. I'm like a dinosaur. Hi. Prepare for the professional opinion of D&D VTuber ID Viridevils. Hi. なんで cute. My arms being short is cute. なんで Oh gosh, today I went grocery shopping with my grandma. And she asked me to hand her something on the top shelf. Cause, she can't reach it, and I was like, yeah, don't worry grandma, I got you. And then, I reached up, and I could not get it. Oh gosh, and I was like, why not? Hi. So, いた Time for my opinion. I think that in this situation, probably, the players are at fault, but I do think that it's also a mismatch. But with some kind of players you just can't play. Hi. It's like the murder hobo trope. If the players just run around causing chaos and they, can't take anything seriously, I wouldn't want to play with them either. D&D is like a story and you're supposed to get involved with the characters. You're supposed to care about your reputation in town, the effect you have on others, and, just care about the NPCs. Which, yeah. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be playing D&D. It's not a video game. Hi. It's not a video game. Where you can just run around and bump into civilians and, I don't know, yoink stuff from right under their nose when it doesn't matter. If you go about playing it like this, then honestly, you'd be better fit playing GTA than playing D&D. Hi. Demo. I do think that if it was like that, the TM should have stopped it sooner. Hi. Like when there's a chain of people that can't open a jar. I am good at opening jars. I use a knife to open it. Wow. It just seemed like it wasn't cut out for an Unalive Hobo campaign. I guess there might be someone out there who's willing to run that demo. I don't think it's the spirit of D&D necessarily. Hi. I saw D&D in the title and my brain thought oh, I've done that so often. Sometimes I mean D&D and I say DBD, and sometimes I mean DBD and I say D&D. If you're going to be genuinely chaotic, make sure that's clear before starting the session. Hi, and be prepared to start acting serious fast. Hi. Now, I do think it's better to handle it like that. One chaotic player is fine, I do think they need a good party to balance it out. It's very difficult to make plots and stuff when your players, they just don't care. They burn it all to the ground. Hi. Anana. Next story. Ta-da! problem, GM, or am I expecting too much? First time posting, so I apologize for any formatting errors or lack of proper flow. I was in a play-by-post D&D game on Discord with a few other players. All of us were new to playing, and the GM. Before I even interacted with the GM, I had read the brief prompt explaining what the chronicle/campaign would be about, including a sickness of sorts where people would fall asleep and never wake up. I thought, cool, this seems like it could be fun. And it was, for a time. My first interaction with the GM was messaging about my availability and character ideas. I'd give them my schedule and a few concepts I'd bring for some time. After giving them the concepts I'd thought of, and they asked for, they responded with, those are okay, I guess, but I have some ideas you might like to try that are more close to the story. I'd like to preface this by saying I very much disliked it. Nani? Oh gosh. Okay, let me explain. Play-by-post is just where you play. Okay, come on. Let me try to explain it so you see why I just burst out laughing. Hi. So, usually D&D, since it's an old game that was around before I think even internet was, you'd play it with your friends, IRL, sit around the table, have your character sheets, talk to each other. Demo nowadays, you can also do it over the internet. Most frequently with voice calls and stuff. My friends and I did that during the pandemic. Demo, there's also text, play-by-post, where basically you play it by a message. Hi. So instead of saying, my character goes and knocks on the door, you just write, my character goes and knocks on the door, and send in Discord. And then the DM replies via text. Hi, Demo. If he joins the campaign, that is played by texting. And then he just goes, I very much dislike texting. I very much dislike texting. Play-by-post is not for everyone, of course. Some people don't like it. Demo, why would you join it? Why would you? Nande? I joined the play-by-post campaign. I very much dislike texting. Nani? Anyway. I'd like to preface this by saying that I very much dislike texting since I have a hard time discerning tone/intent. I was already thinking it was kind of strange for a GM to ask for some concepts and not work with them. I'd at least try to help the player incorporate some of these ideas/concepts into a more workable character. But I didn't want them to get offended, so I just asked for what their concepts were. The GM would then list out a full character relating to an in-game organization that was homebrewed for the story. A single sentence character concept and literally just the name of a class. No other details, just the class name. I was confused and went in with one of the simpler options, though they would then ask if I wanted more information on the first two concepts, which I agreed to. I'm not sure why I did. They then proceeded to send a whole 11-paragraph explanation of the concepts, practically detailing what I would consider spoilers if I didn't end up going with the character idea. This would continue on in-game. I told them, wow, that's a lot, but kept things nice, explaining that I was still new and I would prefer simplicity in my character for now. They then doubled down on their first, more detailed concept as a possible option for me. At that point, I had to tell them it seemed like they wanted someone to play that concept, adding that I understood they built it up as part of the story, but I reminded them that I was a new player who didn't want the concept deeply rooted in the game's storyline, until I had a better grip of it all. We then came to an agreement on a character. With a family member who was subject to the spreading coma disease, part of my character's purpose/desire and important for later. The play would then happen with a few other problems regarding the the GM. Namely, their insistence to simply designate that combat has started or that our characters continue forward to the next story plot thread. Our characters met for the first time, we had a few lines of RP, then had to designate the rest of our RP to simply, my character tells them this and that, which sucked me out of the experience personally. This would happen several more times. During a major part of the story where our newly made group fights off an army, the populated city in Session 2, combat was essentially my character does this. It would sometimes include a roll to see if it happened. Other times it would simply happen and then, while I know some actions don't require a roll, these circumstances were explained to us by NPCs as dire. So dire in fact that any other possible way out our characters could think out of the situation, maybe go into hiding and plan an assault, call off our mentors to better equip us, etc., would be met with the NPCs telling us no, that we would die if we were to stay in their apartment. Our characters logically explained that we would be just as in danger if we were sitting ducks. What went on was an out-of-character discussion with one of the characters' views of the subject and not trusting anyone other than their mentor, which led to the GM going on a dramatic pity spiral, saying stuff like, please, stop, and they simply stated their character's reasoning for not following the NPC's orders. More situations like this would happen, especially if the GM pushing through RP moments and instead wanting to hit the big major plot elements. In the out-of-character chat, they would also give hints as to the plot's progression, straight up tell us the twist at one point, losing all tension. In-game, they would also have NPCs have these epiphanies that would happen only a few messages after the mystery was presented to us. The final element that would make me post this during our characters' downtime, we'd have brief RP focused on our characters, having interactions with the NPCs and the like. During one of my downtimes, I brought up that my character would visit their family, who were important notes I put on my character sheet. When explaining this action, I expected some sort of information involving the family member inflicted with the sleep sickness. The response to this, okay, what else? I then describe another action. I think it was going to the library for research, the same response. Alright, anything else? They didn't give me anything to really work with. My guess is that they wanted a specific action and when I couldn't correctly guess what it was, they just said, I did the thing. This is more of a rant than anything else, I guess. Just tired of holding on to all these small annoyances that pile up. I can't exactly tell them about it. I'd miss the pity party we experienced the first time a player questioned the GM. Regardless, would love to know y'all's thoughts on this. Hope everyone is staying well. Bah. Hi. Oh. Thank you so much. No. Your opinion. Also, arigato. Thank you so much. Hi, drama. Arigato. Let me make the poll. First, the Dumbo. Jam. OP. Or everyone. Jajang. Hi. Hi. That sentence got me off guard. Pre-generated characters, blah. Seems like a bit too lore-loving DM. Not the pity party though, that's oof. So the DM wanted a full-on theme park experience. Hi. Okay. let's see those votes. Oh no, so far... GM has 30%, OP has 22, and everyone has 48. Mama? I still keep thinking back to the hating texting and deciding to join the text-only campaign. Nah. I got so confused. I was like, Nande? What are you doing there? I think OP is the only one responsible for OP's misery for joining a game they would hate the format of. Mama! Everyone, the railroading from the GM, the no texting from OP, and OP not deciding to talk to the group about it. Hi, a little bit more time to get your votes in. Go vote! I say everyone because if you're not willing to speak up, you don't have the right to complain about things you don't like. Even if speaking up has consequences, still the DM sounds terrible. Like a terrible person to play with. Hi. Wow. As a DM, it's scary to have made this really special situation that you expect them to do. But they end up trying something unexpected and it throws your plans out. But that's so much fun sometimes. Hi. ね and pull. Hi, 48% said everyone is the Dumbo. 33% said the GM is the Dumbo. 18% said OP is the Dumbo. Hi. So, allow me to share my expert opinion. You know, D&D sessions can take quite a while. For someone who's never played before, you wouldn't realize, but they can be like, 3 to 4 sessions on average, if not longer. So, really, OP, if you don't like it, why are you spending your precious lifetime there? Oh no, it's quite a lot of time to be somewhere where you don't enjoy it. Hi. Nah, if you don't like the DM's DMing style, why are you there? If you're too scared to even, speak up about it, scared that the DM will get angry, why are you there? なんで Ma, so wouldn't you just leave? Be like, oh, this game is not for me. Sorry. Hi. Yeah, I'm quite confused why it doesn't just leave. Oh, how? Hi. Honestly, if he has a problem with the DMing style, he should, either tell the DM or just leave. Cause if he doesn't tell the DM, how's the DM gonna know? Hi. So, on one hand, definitely the player's fault. On the other hand, what they described did sound boring. Now, if you say to a DM, I do that, I go research in the library, they're like, okay, yeah, you do that. Ma, I'd get really disappointed. It doesn't need much. Give me at least like a paragraph or two, like, oh, you go to the library. There's a musty old spell, an old smell, and the books are covered in dust. You find one that sticks out to you. Would you like to take it home with you to read it after? And even if you don't have something made up right there on the spot, you could just be like, oh, maybe you could read it when you have a long rest or something. No. You can always make something up. Even just a sentence or two, but if you just go, yeah, you do that, be very unrewarding for the player. Nah. Hi. So I think Everyone is the Dumbo! Hi, hi. Jajang. Jajajajang. Okay. Next one. Ba. Da-da-da. My brave brush with an aggravating player. Even though it's a brave brush, it's long. This is a rather minor horror story, less horror and more of a recollection of small grievances that irk me just thinking about. Some context. I'm a player, sometimes DM for a D&D group on Discord with players from all over the globe. Our group has a sandbox-style game set in the DM's homebrew world that we mostly have free reign over, bearing the times we get on with the main plot point at the time or the occasional side quests. We collaborate with each other and help out often. It's a tight-knit server with a welcoming atmosphere, something that would be tested over the course of the story. It was a year or two ago. I don't play with this player anymore since they left on their own accord. But my time with them was fairly pleasant. Even if it never escalated beyond general annoyance, it stacked up over time, and they didn't leave a good impression on the group as a whole. The player, let's call him Bobby, was a newbie to the hobby when he joined, and seemed to do everything that would make you roll your eyes at. Here are a few of the things I remember most. At character creation, when he was making his character, he rolled a warlock, with almost every stat at or higher than 17, with a typical uber cool backstory about being this all-powerful and deep magic dude at level 1. And then asked the DM if he could start with several magic items. The DM had to tell him to tone it down, which he did, I assume without complaint. Okay, nothing too serious, but this was the first of Bobby's eye-rolling moments. The next time was when I and another player, let's call her Carol, had this back and forth with Bobby about conceptual quests. Usually just a one-sentence prompt about the idea. On our server, we had a channel where we could put up quest suggestion ideas for the DMs to play around with, and brainstorm for future side quests. It would be put up to the DM to decide if they want to integrate it or not. We didn't have much input past that. I'd put up a few quest ideas that Bobby already noticed and began offering constructive criticism to. Me and Carol kept telling him that none of this was solid, that it would likely not show up in game. And there was just concepts and ideas we thought sounded fun to play as quests for the DM to utilize. Well, but he kept insisting that my ideas were incomplete and lacked substance, that I should add more to it in a way that makes sense to players, which was a moot point. From the way he typed, it honestly sounded like he was expecting my ideas to make it in. This went on for an hour or two over chat, and I sounded like a broken record when I and Carol kept telling him this was all purely conceptual, and not up to us to shape into its own thing. It was the DM's choice. Somehow it went back up at the start and have to reiterate the concept part again. We were talking in circles. When I was a side DM that ran the side quests for the players to have fun and on the server during our off days, Bobby played as a changeling warlock, the new character he rolled, not the busted one up top. He played very, how should I say, evasively. Bobby didn't roleplay much, and when he did, his character was a paranoid wallflower. At least I think he was a wallflower. That always had expeditious retreat loaded at all times and would scurry away at most interactions, which was funny considering the quest he was on involved investigating a research camp that had gone silent and needed checking up on. It took bumping into a reanimated army of dead soldiers and researchers threatening to make us inside-outsides, and being trapped in a mine to finally stick with the party to get the job done. I think this little escapade rubbed off poorly to his teammates and put him in a bad light to the others, the barbarian player in particular. Not being able to participate in the voice chat sessions on Saturday, this one is forgivable. Due to time zone differences, Bobby wasn't able to make it to them. But when he did, he stuck around for like an hour before dropping out. Again, not major, no one blames him for not being able to make it. Being the root cause of the DM instituting new rules about respecting their decisions and choices. Okay, so while I don't have to prove that he was responsible for it per se, the things he had done up until this point, questioning the DM's decisions, rules lawyering, etc., pointed in his direction. We'd rules on the server, but they were mostly mundane things that didn't need to be said. Average things like don't be jerks to others and stuff. Bobby apparently had been irritating the others so much with his repeated shenanigans that the DM had to institute a new written rule. I don't know what happened that led to this, but according to this rule, the DM has to explicitly state, everything is up to the DMs. We have the final say on everything. It doesn't matter what if the books say X or the Lord says Y. We're borrowing the system and resources, but this is not a D&D setting. And even if it was, so what? Quit your whining. The DM is always right. A little while later, he'd leave the server. But he wasn't going to be able to keep up with us anymore due to the time difference, if I recall. Deciding that he enjoyed his time playing with us and he had lots of fun. And that was the end of it for his time playing D&D on the server. He'd try to request joining another server where mutual players about a different game sometime before, but was given a flat no in response by one of the other players, the barbarian. Hi. パパパパン。おーちゃん。So, what do you think about this one? Who is the Dumbo in this situation? Is it the keyboard turn on? Who is Dumbo? Jam. Wait, no, not the jam. That guy. Uppy. Or everyone. Jajang. Wow. Can I start with 3 magic items? And also, I'm a demigod. I see no issues here. Always have to make a backstory that fits your level. You know, you can't really be an trial war hero who fought in countless of battles if you're a level 1 fighter who can barely hold a sword. You know, doesn't really make that much sense. It's just like me. DOP is a metagamer. I've seen a few of those. Some people really enjoy sticking to close rules as written. Some people say the DM is always right. It's fine either way, up to the preferences. Hum. Somewhere along the way I got lost and I have no idea what I'm reading. Oh, that job, it was a bit messily written at times. Hi. I mean, it is a new player, doesn't know how to make your character properly. BioP is on a mission, the guy was new, and several of the other problems they mentioned were pretty subjective. Annoying people, so it may only be half of the story. My voice keeps getting rough. Oh, water bottle quick. Water bottle ASMR. Alas, just a water bottle. I'll even open it. Pa. Water bottle! Open. Oh. water ASMR. Okay, done. I'm not sure how much you can get away with using a new player excuse. Anyone seriously interested would be asking a ton of questions, especially during character creation. Now, I know. I played a game once where everyone had an artifact. One of the characters was a witch. It was familiar. Oh, was bad of holding.
Thank you so much.
Sekai. Sekai. I know. Oh. Arigato. Thank you so much, Adam. Thank you for water bottle ASMR. Here's the headpads. Arigato. Wow, water bottle. Wait, let me hold it closer to the microphone. Oh, it creak. Hi, I have a huge bottle. I need to get better hydrating. Now, let us end the poll. Jang. Jajang! So, 54% of people said that guy was the Dumbo. 37% of people said everyone. 8% said OP. Naruhodo. Let's see. What do I think? What does Viridevils think? Wakanai. I don't know what to think. On one hand, they are a new player, so you know, gotta give them some leniency. Yeah, I think that honestly, almost all of those things, like, okay, let's say, let me give you the TLDR of what he did. Number 1, asked for magic items and had stats higher than 70. Then, he had a discussion trying to add to the brainstorm ideas. And I did not like that. Hi. He played in a game, but he was shy and evasive. And he did not collaborate with the party well. He also was not able to make the Saturday game. But the OP side is forgivable. And apparently he was a rules liar. Demo, to be honest, was not explicitly stated that he did the rules liaring. Like, you know, the OP themselves say, like, oh, you know, I don't know if it was that guy, but I think it was that guy. Hi. They didn't tell, like, any, like, stories about the new player rules liaring. So, honestly, I think that's just pretty standard new player behavior. New players will always be shy and find it a little bit difficult to collaborate with the party. No, so I think this is just typical new player. You know, some people can't deal with new players and, you know, the mistakes that they make. But, you know, it wasn't his game, so he doesn't just get to decide who's in it. Hi. That's my opinion. I think in this case, the OP was probably the Dumbo. No. Hi. Wait, why was the barbarian mad at the puppy? I don't understand why. What the hell? Yeah, the barbarian got mad at him for being shy and not working well with the party. I think for a new player that's not really something to get too angry at. No, I actually think this one is on the OP. Hi. Oh. Ma, that's why you always vote before I share my side. Otherwise, Ma, aren't you gonna jump ship too quickly? Hi. I think I'm pretty convincing. No, that's why I have the vote first. To, have everyone's unfiltered opinion before they get persuasion rolled by me. Hi. Wow. Still a bit embarrassed. I know today was actually supposed to be a different stream initially, but I messed it up. I woke up from the danger nap and my head hurt. So I was like, yes, D&D Hikozo. Hikozo! Hi. ID is the best part. Very convincing. Hama. Don't worry, that's just my enthralling performance talking. Hi. So now... Oh! Momo. Okay. Let's do... let's say... one last story for tonight. Papa. And... oh! That was my stream. Average view duration 15 minutes. I need to have it open to be able to make the pulse. Okay, now, the actual thing. Jajang. Good story. Yes. Well, after 30 years of TTRPG, I finally had to remove a problem player. Therapeutic rant. I've just started a several month pause on gaming to deal with life stuff, but my last official act as the founder of my TTRPG group was to boot a problem player so my friends could power on without having to deal with an issue I'm at least somewhat responsible for, having lacked the courage to pull the band-aid off sooner. I don't want to say bad stuff on any specific style of play. People like what they like, but if I'm talking about a style of play being a problem, you can probably guess the problem player was a power gamer, and the rest of us are not. I want to emphasize power gamer means all the associated negative traits and stereotypes that come with that. We've had optimizers and min-maxers before, but those other players were creative, cooperative, generous, etc. Problem player went out of his way to dominate every encounter. Main character style, a recent glaring example, was an instance on rolling for a check that another player had just successfully made. He'd talk over other players, try to micromanage how other players played their characters, and would speedrun through any role-playing whatsoever, including critical investigation set pieces, often with a brushed "anyway" or "okay," and often treated out-of-character social interactions with the same cavalier disdain. Problem Player also had trouble accepting loss of any sort, and indeed any situation where their character was not the biggest, baddest in the room. This includes frequent rules liaring, getting visibly out-of-character upset when his character suffered even a minor injury, and going so far as to veto game systems based exclusively on the fact that he doesn't like to lose. Any system he didn't know he could optimize his character into an undefeatable killing machine was off the table. It should come as no surprise that Problem Player was a bad role player, was only capable of playing edgy loners with a mysterious past. In 3 years and 3 campaigns across 2 different systems, Problem Player's character personalities were completely indistinguishable from and interchangeable with another. Nothing encapsulates Problem Player more than this exchange at the start of our last campaign, when the GM set up an opportunity for the players to tell each other a little bit about their character. "I am a rogue. Crickets. Period. I'm a bard." That's all you need to know. It was not until the end of the 2nd session that we even learned his character in the campaign was a woman. Oh. The most backstory I ever got from him was for his first campaign with us. His character had been the first mate aboard the legendary flagship of the most feared and dreaded pirate fleet in the cosmos. Now I had seen the light on trying to change his ways, but his betrayal of his oldest friend, commander of the pirate fleet, means an armada is now searching the galaxy high and low, hell-bent on exacting revenge. Let's table the fact that he abandoned a life of crime and mass murder to take up from the way he went on to play his character, a life of crime and mass murder, and remind ourselves this was his background for a first-level character. And now he clearly wants me to incorporate this backstory into the campaign. Dumbo. I could go on and on and on. I could defend myself by saying I wanted to be a nice guy, wanted my table to be open to everyone. I could say I suspect he might be on the spectrum, which might explain why he was worse at reading the social cues than anyone else I've ever gamed with, or even anyone else I've ever met. When I, near tears, explained to the group I needed to take several months off from gaming to focus on my partner's cancer-related health crisis and surgeries and care for a child, his response was to crack a joke about whether the wife would let me keep playing. It was so offensive to me, I had to wonder if he could even help himself, even capable of understanding basic human emotional interaction. I could point out that it wasn't all negative, that there were moments of, if not good role-playing, at least shrewd gaming. This encyclopedic, near photographic memorization of the rules came in handy, and that even he made me laugh a handful of times over the 3 years we gamed together. I could mention that I did talk to him at least once early on about his habit of suggesting how other players should manage combat, down to what weapons they should use and who they should attack, and the tone he took was a turn-off, and that he course-corrected minimally for a little while, and that there were good days and bad days, and the best days, his dynamic with the rest of the table was almost passable for friendship. But there have just been so many bad days, so many bad days. The default was bad days, and life is too short to game at a table with a problem player who suffocates everyone's joy and imagination within the systems of treating every single session like a competitive first-person shooter. You're free, problem player. There are other groups out there who enjoy this style of play, who won't grow tired by the shallowness of your exclusive kill stuff, and get all the treasure character motivations, who perhaps will be more patient with whatever affliction it is you have. You're not the worst person I've ever met or even gamed with. That would have been too easy. I would have booted you immediately. You found the perfect balance of being annoying enough to sully the experience for everyone, without touching any explicit third rails. even being pitiful enough that no one had the heart to boot you, despite us all wanting to for a very long time. Well then, anyone still reading this, probably players do not have to cross any explicit red lines before you ask them to leave. They don't have to be any of the bad stuff. They don't have to be. They don't have to directly personally insult you. All that's needed is for them to detract from the fun you and the rest of the party set for gaming. No one is perfect, but once the bother they bring to the table outweighs the benefit. Sayonara. My last 3 years of gaming has included some of the best TTRPGers I've had the pleasure to game within 3 decades. And it's time to fish the turd out of the punch bowl. My biggest regret is putting my friends through this by not having the courage to pull the plug sooner. Indeed, inviting you to the table at all is the one thing I wish I could change in 30 years of gaming. Bravo! You'll live on in infamy. Wow. Naruhodo. Also, you can see my username. Big Philosopher 6267. I just made a random account. Jajang! Bah. That was a pretty long story. Demo! Let's vote. Hi. Oh, hey, stumble. I don't really use Reddit, to be honest. Demo. I was like, oh, gotta look at it. Oppie. That guy. Or everyone. Take your pick right now. Who is the Tumbo? No. I use this part, yes. That was such a good story. What headline? I used tippy. No, I had to censor some of the stuff. Bad words were used. Oh no. Watch out for bad words. I didn't say any of the bad words, did I? Oh no. I enjoyed the idea of the guy that throws a tantrum every time they get injured. Wow. Dumbo! Probably the single cutest substitute for a worst word I've ever heard. That guy is a real piece of work. No, that's true. Why would you wait 3 years? If he really was that bothersome. I think the ending part was right. If someone you know ruins the experience more than adding to it, you should just remove them. Hi. Hi. The OP seems very injury. You know, for having let them play 3 years and letting them live in your head rent-free. Shouldn't you just have been like, no power gamer, get out immediately? Yeah, power gamers are really not someone who you want at the table. So, do you know, I think it would have just been justified to be like, no power gamer, get out. Hi. Because, you know, D&D is not a game about, oh look, I built my character in a way that he can make like 100 damage at level 3 in a single turn. Yeah, it's not about winning. You can't win D&D. You can only have a good time. Hi. Yeah, you know, I do think that the player did wrong. Power gamers are no fun to play with. And obviously DOP had some like personal resentment based on what he said about the wife thing. Yeah. The last thing you want to hear when you're like, oh guys, I have to quit the game because my wife is sick, is someone going, ahaha, your wife won't let you play, huh? Ma, so yeah, I understand that he's mad. Demo, he should have also just kicked him out of the game. Jajang. So, 45% of people say everyone is the Dumbo. 35% of people say that guy is the Dumbo. 19% of people say OP is the Dumbo. Hi. Nene. So, I agree. Everyone is Dumbo. The DM, Dumbo. The guy, Dumbo. You, Dumbo. Me, Dumbo. Everyone Dumbo. Dumbo. Hi. Demo. Yeah. D&D is not about winning because who are you gonna win against? You know, it's like solving a Rubik's Cube. You can't, you could take 5 hours to solve it. You could solve it integratively. You could not solve it at all. No one decides if you win. Only you decide. It's not like you have 10,000 people watching you solve the Rubik's Cube, deciding how it needs to be solved. At what speed. Hi. Don't. Yeah, you have no one to play against. You're just playing with your party and with the DM. And DMs that think that they're playing against their players, or parties that think that they're playing against the DM, are the problem. Hi. Nene, it's about telling a good story together, not winning against each other. Hi. Turns out the fun was the dumbbells we made along the way. Yes. Hama. So. Hi, it's about the journey. You know, in D&D, even a bad ending to a campaign like everyone dies, the world goes under, you failed, can still feel good and fulfilling. You know? Really doesn't, it's about the way. It's about the game. Hi, Dema. Yeah. Those were the stories for today. I hope you liked them. Hi. So, before I leave to go to my Dumbo bed, what did you think of the stream? Was fun? Is fun? Oh no. And then, would you like me to do that sort of stream again? Or should I just make it into video? Hi, I had fun. And that is all that matters. You are my prisoner, and I will do whatever I enjoy. Wow. Nene. I got this again? I like the too. Okay. Hi. So, tomorrow, oh no, don't trust what the schedule tells you. The schedule is wrong. We're determining who is most likely to out of the buddies. So, which buddy is most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse? Which buddy is most likely to steal candy from a baby? That sort of stuff. Hi, I hope you're looking forward to it. Anyway. Good night to y'all. Sayonara. Sayonara. You're all my dumbos today. And oh no. Mom. I guess I could say it.